What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you come into the channel. Check out the content. And I want to speak on like what's going on with like LeBron James and the situation with him not participating in the All-Star game, right? And so every chance that I get to compare LeBron James to Michael Jordan, I take advantage of that. And the reason I do that is because people, you have so many people out here trying to say that LeBron James is the GOAT, and it's just not true. And so like I said, every chance I get to prove that Mike did it right, Mike did it. Mike wasn't perfect, but the way Mike did it was the way it should be done. Um, and so like at the top of this caption says, "My GOAT cared about his fans." And that was true. That's not an exaggeration. When you talk about Michael Jordan, like I said, no matter what team Michael Jordan was playing, Mike never took days off. So if you was a Washington Bullets fan or a Washington Wizards fan and your team was like at the bottom of the league, or if you was a Sacramento King fan and your team was at the bottom of the league, when the Chicago Bulls came to your stadium, Michael Jordan played. He showed up. It wasn't like, oh, we're playing the Bullets or we're playing the Wizards today, so I'm not going to show up. I'm not going to play. I'm going to take a day off. That just wasn't his mentality. Mike participated. Every time he was chosen for the All-Star games, he participated. You know, um, he accepted that torch from Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Dr. J, and Mike just ran with it. Just like the guys before him accepted the torch and they uplifted the league. Mike did that. And now I understand that, like as far as like the media is concerned, like this is a whole different era, right? Like the media is not they didn't cover Mike the same way they cover LeBron. But some of the mistakes that LeBron make, he bring this attention onto himself. Like, so the media nowadays and social media included, like they do a little bit more of a deep dive into these players' into their personal life. And so it would have probably been different for Mike. But the thing about Mike is, and not just Mike, but the way these guys move, like they took basketball and had more respect for basketball than these guys do today. Like these guys today, they feel like they are empowered, and they pick and choose when they wanna carry the torch for the league. When it really don't work like that. You it's a privilege to play in the league. And I do believe that like basketball players should should make the money, get as much money as they can get. But on the same side of that, I think that they have a responsibility to the league to uplift the league and to play, just give the league everything that they can give the league. And so when you see LeBron James, who wait until the last minute to let the league know that he's not going to be there, that's just like if, like any job gives you, they was like, well, you have to call in an hour before your shift. That's customary. That's appropriate. You just can't wait until, if you do that at 7 o'clock, you can't wait until like 7 o'clock or a minute before you're supposed to be to work and just call and say, I'm not coming to work. You just don't do that, or you don't wait until after this shift start and then say, yeah, you know what, I'm not even gonna make it. Nobody does that. And so you talking about somebody who's playing basketball and been in the league for 20 plus years and did not have the wherewithal to know that that wasn't going to go off well with the fans. It wasn't going to go off well with other players. It wasn't going to go off well with like Adam Silver. And so he sits on the bench and he got his legs folded, like, like he don't have a care in the world. And I don't know like who is who's advising him, who's telling him that, like some of these decisions that he's making is going to, they're not going to turn around and bite him in the butt later on. And like I said in previous videos, like anytime you see athletes who are divas and they give management and ownerships problems and stuff like that, and uh, they can't wait for you to retire so they can just give you that wake up card. And that's what I continuously say. I think as long as LeBron James is playing, he has leverage. But as soon as you can't play for that league, the leverage is up, and he's getting to the point where like he won't be able to play probably no more than 2 more years. He won't be able to play no more than 2 years, and that's if he pushes himself to play 2 years, because he knows that once he stopped playing, that he don't have that same leverage. And so, if you don't have that same leverage, everything that you have now, really can be taken away, which means that it's basically it's just rented. It's rented. Everything is rented. Like Clutch. They have that because LeBron is playing now. Clutch Sports is rented. Is and I say rented because like you don't own that. They might think they own it, but that leverage that they have with Clutch Sports is because he's playing. And once he's not playing, then somebody else will step up and they'll have their own team managed. Like Deion Sanders, I think at one point in time was managing players and athletes and entertainers and stuff like that. Then you had who's the guy that we used to dance? Can't touch this. What's that guy name? Um, Hammer, MC Hammer. He had a management company where he was managing athletes and stuff like that. I think the guy, what's the other guy, the rapper guy who was managing people? Uh, No Limit. I think the guy from No Limit was even doing the same thing. So and not just the black people, the black guys who were managing people. You had guys like David Falk who managed Michael Jordan, um, Allen Iverson, and other players. Like your time comes and goes, and those managers who managed those ball players back in the '80s, they had leverage, but they only had leverage when their players were at the top of their game and their players were in the league. So once they left, like you don't hear about those guys no more. It's not like they have, like those guys like created dynasties. They were hot when they was hot. And it'll be the same thing for clutch management. Like you'll have another group come along who manage players and get the sneaker deals and stuff like that because it'll be their day. It'll be their turn. And LeBron James don't seem like he realized that. He don't think about the big picture. And his moves, all of his moves reflect the fact that he do not think about the big picture. You know, he don't think, he just do number one because he can do, which is not a good it's not a good strategy. Just because you can do something don't mean that you should. And number two, he'll do things based on because he have leverage. When sometimes you want to make moves based on like how it's going to affect you in the future, not right now. You may know you can do it right now, but later on, like how would that affect you in the future as far as your relationships, and then what type of position it'll put you in? Or are you rubbing somebody the wrong way and you think that this person later on may want to exact revenge later on down the line? So you just don't think about that. And for somebody who gets so much credit as being, so intelligent, um, I just think like a lot of his moves are not really well thought out. And so, with that being said, that's my take on it. Like I said, people call him the GOAT, but he don't act like the GOAT. They call him the GOAT, but he don't move like the GOAT. He don't think like the GOAT. And so that's my take on it. With that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, leave a comment, and I will check you all out in the next video. Peace.